In Jamaica, legislators in the upper house are continuing to debate the three critical bills needed for Jamaica to adopt the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, as its final appellate court. It's a debate that has attracted much attention. While the government is in favor of the country parting ways with the UK Privy Council and acceding to the jurisprudence of the CCJ, the opposition is calling for Jamaica's own final court. In the Senate on Thursday, opposition Senator Marlene Malahoo Fort made it clear that the JLP isn't prepared to vote in favor of the three bills.
Here, Mr. President, in this chamber, there are 13 government senators and 8 opposition senators. To achieve the required minimum, 2/3 vote, you need 14 of the 21 senators to vote in favor. That means at least one opposition senator would have to vote for these bills to pass. You know, Mr. President, it is no secret, absolutely no secret, that the Jamaica Labour Party in government and in opposition has voiced its preference for a national final court here in Kingston instead of a regional final court in Port of Spain. It is no secret that the Jamaica Labour Party has said and continues to say that on this fundamental constitutional reform matter, the people of Jamaica should have a say.
Meanwhile, Senator Fort said moving to the CCJ will not fully address the country's main challenges with accessing justice. She cautions that the government should focus on improving the local courts.
All this talk about access to justice upstairs is meaningless when the people can't even access justice downstairs on the ground floor. Let me tell you about the frustrations, Senator Brown. Let me tell you about the frustrations of ordinary Jamaicans who go to court day in, day out, only to be told, come back another day, because your case can't be tried today for any of many reasons. Wasted time, lost days, spending what they can barely afford, going and coming back and forth, whether it be in time or money.
Meanwhile, another group has added their voice in support of the Jamaica acceding to the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ. The Jamaica Council of Churches, JCC, is advocating for the island to free itself from one of the last colonial bondages. JCC General Secretary Reverend Gary Harriott explained why the group is in favor of the CCJ.
The JCC member churches are proponents of what we call Caribbean theology, which is an affirmation of God at work among the Caribbean people, and recognizing that the Caribbean people, as others, have been gifted by God. And therefore, we need to recognize that, and that needs to influence how we organize our lives. A part of it is that a part of the expression is independence. Jamaica and a number of the Caribbean countries have become independent from Britain, and therefore the need to move away from what we consider to be some of the relics of colonialization or imperialism that our nations need to embrace. And therefore we see the Caribbean Court of Justice as one of such things that need to be embraced as we express our own identity as a Caribbean people and as we take charge of our own destiny.
Meanwhile, the debate continues in the Jamaican Senate. The opposition maintains that a referendum must be held. The JCC is not in agreement.
In terms of the referendum, in principle, we're saying that the participation of people is important to democracy. However, we're concerned that as a country, and I'm sure, and it is also evident in other Caribbean territories as well, that our party politics seems to rob us the opportunity of dealing with issues of national importance as national importance without kind of, dividing the issue and make it to become political football. And so the concern we have is a referendum is likely to go in that direction. And since it is not, as far as we understand it, it is not required for us to be able to move from the Privy Council, we would then embrace a decision